Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen closely because this is a truth that too many of us forget. If someone truly wants you in their life, they will make room for you. They will not leave you wondering, waiting, questioning your worth. They will not treat you as an afterthought, as an option, or as something to be set aside until it's convenient for them. You see, we live in a time where people are caught up in their own desires, their own distractions, their own selfish pursuits. But I want to remind you today, real love, true friendship, and genuine relationships are not built on convenience. They are built on commitment. If someone truly cares about you, their actions will show it. Their words will match their deeds. And if they don't, my friend, you must understand that silence is an answer. Indifference is a decision. Too often, we chase people who are not meant to be in our lives. We beg for love from those who were never willing to give it. But let me tell you something. When someone values you, you will not have to chase them. You will not have to convince them. You will not have to fight for their attention because they will gladly give it. God does not intend for you to live in a constant state of uncertainty. He does not want you to settle for half-hearted love, for occasional affection, for temporary loyalty. He created you with worth, with purpose, with dignity. And those who are meant to be in your life will recognize it. So today I encourage you, stop knocking on closed doors. Stop running after people who are running away from you. Love yourself enough to walk away from anything that makes you question your value. Because the right people, the ones God has ordained for you, will stay. They will make an effort. They will cherish you, not out of duty, but out of love. And that, my friend, is the kind of relationship worth waiting for. If someone truly wants you in their life, they will make room for you. This is not a complicated idea, but somehow in the way we seek love and companionship, we make it seem far more complex than it is. We analyze every word, overthink every action, and give excuses for those who leave us waiting, questioning, and wondering where we stand. But the truth is simple. When a person values you, they will ensure you know it. We live in a world where people are busy, where distractions come easily, and where personal desires often take precedence over meaningful connections. But no matter how hectic life becomes, no matter how many responsibilities press upon a person, when someone genuinely cares for you, they will find a way to prioritize you. It is never about having enough time. It is about making time. The most powerful relationships, whether friendships, family bonds, or romantic connections, are those that are nurtured by effort, by intention, and by the will to stay connected despite life's challenges. Think about the relationships in your own life. Think about the people you love the most. Do you not find a way to reach out to them, to make sure they are doing well, to include them in your life? It does not mean you speak to them every single moment, but it means they never have to doubt where they stand with you. And that is the difference between real love and half-hearted affection, certainty. People who truly want you in their life do not leave you questioning their commitment to you. Yet too often we settle for less. We allow people to treat us as afterthoughts because we are afraid of losing them altogether. We make excuses for inconsistency, for neglect, for indifference. We tell ourselves that maybe they are just busy. Maybe they just don't know how to express themselves. Maybe if we try harder, they will finally see our work. But let me tell you something. Love does not require endless justifications. Effort is not something that needs to be begged for. When someone truly values you, they will not make you feel like an option. You deserve a place in the lives of those who claim to care for you. A place that is not fragile, not conditional, not easily discarded when something more convenient comes along. You deserve consistency, not someone who drifts in and out of your life when it suits them. When someone truly wants you in their life, you will never feel like you are intruding. You will never feel like you are forcing yourself into their world, into their time, into their heart. Instead, you will feel welcome, appreciated, and loved. So why do we keep holding on to people who make us feel unwanted? Why do we keep knocking on doors that never truly open for us? It is because we fear loneliness. We fear rejection. We think that holding on to something, even if it is painful, is better than letting go and facing the unknown. But that is not how God intends for us to live. He does not want us to settle for relationships that leave us feeling empty. He does not want us to invest in people who only offer us pieces of themselves when it is convenient for them. The people who belong in your life will never make you beg for a place in theirs. They will never leave you doubting whether you matter. They will show up, not just in the good times, but in the difficult ones. They will reach out not just when they need something, but simply because they care. They will include you in their plans, in their thoughts, in their prayers, because love, real love, does not push people to the sidelines. There is a peace that comes with knowing your worth, with understanding that you do not have to convince anyone to cherish you. If someone wants you in their life, they will show it, not just in their words, but in their actions. And if they don't, then that, my friend, is your answer. You do not need to keep proving yourself to someone who does not see your value. You do not need to fight for a place in a heart that was never truly open to you. You are worthy of love that is sure, of relationships that are built on mutual respect and care. And when you stop chasing those who are not meant for you, you make room for the people who are. Because the right ones, the ones who truly want you in their life, will always make sure you know it. Love is not built on convenience, but on commitment. This is a truth that many overlook in their search for meaningful relationships. Too often, people confuse fleeting moments of attention with true dedication. They mistake occasional affection for real love, as if love can be measured by how someone acts when it is easy, rather than by how they act when it is difficult. But love, genuine, lasting love, isn't how convenient it is to care for someone. It is based on a deep commitment, a willingness to show up even when it is hard, even when life is busy, even when feelings waver. It is easy to be there for someone when everything is simple. When there are no obstacles, no conflicts, no challenges, love may seem effortless. But the true test of any relationship, whether it be friendship, family, or romance, is how a person behaves when things are not easy. Do they stay when misunderstandings arise? Do they make an effort when life gets busy? Do they remain consistent when emotions fluctuate? Or do they disappear when love requires work? These are the questions that reveal the difference between those who are merely present out of convenience and those who are truly committed. Many people will say they care, but words mean little without. Commitment is not about saying the right things. It is about proving those words through sacrifice, effort, and devotion. When someone truly loves you, they will not just be around when it is comfortable for them. They will be there when you need them the most. They will stand by you in your struggles, support you in your hardships, and fight for the relationship when things get tough. They will not withdraw their love when circumstances change, nor will they treat you as an option that can be discarded when something more appealing comes along. The sad truth is that many relationships today are built on convenience. People stay as long as it benefits them, as long as it serves their needs, as long as it requires little from them. They enjoy the good moments, but the moment things become complicated, they leave. They make promises when the road is smooth, but when the journey becomes difficult, they walk away. This is not love. It is not about convenience. It is about commitment. A committed person does not need to be begged to stay. They do not need constant reminders of why they should make an effort. Their love is a choice, one they make every single day. And because they choose to love, their actions reflect that choice. They do not disappear in difficult times. They hold on tighter. They do not treat you as an afterthought. They make you a priority. They do not love you only when it is easy. They love you even when it is hard. The people who truly care about you will prove it in their consistency. They will not be present only when they need something from you. They will not come and go as they please, expecting you to wait for them. Instead, they will make an effort to stay connected, to nurture the relationship, to be dependable in a world full of inconsistency. Their love will not be based on circumstances, on fleeting emotions, or on selfish desires. It will be built on the foundation of true commitment. When you recognize this, you begin to see relationships in a different light. You stop accepting half-hearted love. You stop excusing inconsistency. You stop allowing people to stay in your life simply because they return when it is convenient for them. Instead, you start valuing the ones who are truly there, the ones who show up when it matters, the ones who love not because it is easy, but because they choose to. And this is the kind of love you deserve. Love that does not waver with the changing tides. Love that does not fade when difficulties arise. Love that is rooted in commitment, not convenience. Because in the end, the only relationships that truly last are the ones where love is not just a feeling, but a choice. A choice to stay, to care, to give, and to love, no matter the circumstances. Silence, indifference, and distance are answers. Though many do not want to accept this truth, it remains undeniable. When someone truly cares, their actions will reflect it. When they do not, their lack of action speaks just as loudly. Too often, people hold on to relationships, friendships, and connections that are already lost. They wait for signs, for words, for gestures that will never come. They excuse the silence, justify the indifference, and ignore the distance, hoping that things will change. But the reality is that silence is an answer in itself. Indifference is a choice, decision. And when a person truly wants you in their life, they will never leave you wondering where you stand. People show you what they feel, even when they do not say it outright. You do not need to beg someone to talk to you, to acknowledge you, to show that you matter. If they wanted to, they would. If they cared, you would know. The ones who want you in their life will find ways to reach out, to stay connected, to make sure you do not feel like an afterthought. They will not disappear when you need them most. They will not leave you questioning whether you are important to them. They will not make you feel like you are the only one putting in effort. But when someone consistently ignores you, when they do not acknowledge your presence, when they act as if you are not a priority, that is their answer. And it is an answer you must not ignore. Too many people chase after those who have already let them go. They send messages that go unanswered. They make excuses for someone who does not reciprocate their effort. They tell themselves that maybe the person is just busy, maybe they are going through something, maybe they will come around. But the truth is that when someone cares, they do not stay silent. They do not let distance grow without trying to close the gap. They do not act indifferent towards someone they claim to love. It is painful to accept, but necessary. Love does not require constant guessing. If someone values you, they will show it in 1,000 little ways. They will ask how you are doing, even when they have a busy schedule. They will check in on you, even when life gets overwhelming. They will not let days, weeks, or months pass without acknowledging your presence. They will not wait until you are the one reaching out again and again. Because when someone truly wants you in their life, they make sure you know it, not just in words, but in actions. Many people fear walking away from relationships that no longer serve them because they think that letting go means failure. They believe that if they just try harder, if they give more, if they prove their worth, things will change. But love is not something you should have to convince someone to give you. You do not have to prove your worth to someone who is blind to it. If someone consistently responds to your presence with silence, if they meet your effort with indifference, if they allow distance to grow without making an effort to bridge the gap, then they have already made their choice, and it is time for you to make yours. You deserve relationships that are mutual. You deserve people who show up, who make you feel seen and heard, who do not leave you questioning where you stand. The people who truly belong in your life will not let silence be their response. They will not act indifferent toward you. They will not allow distance to form without doing something about it. They will reach out, they will care, and they will make an effort, because that is what love does. It is better to walk away from someone who does not acknowledge your presence than to stay in a relationship where you are constantly questioning your worth. Do not waste your energy trying to force someone to care. Do not spend your time waiting for someone who has already chosen to be absent. Accept the silence, recognize the indifference, and acknowledge the distance for what it is, an answer. And when you do, you will free yourself to find the people who will never make you question whether you matter. Because when someone truly values you, they will not let you wonder. They will show you every single day. You should not have to chase people to stay in your life. This is one of the hardest lessons to learn, yet one of the most important. Too often, people find themselves running after those who continually walk away, holding on to relationships that should have ended long ago, and trying to prove their worth to those who are indifferent. But love, friendship, and true connection are never meant to be one-sided. If you have to constantly chase someone just to keep them in your life, then they are not meant to be there. Because those who truly value you will never require you to beg for a place in their world. It is natural to want to keep relationships alive, to try and hold on to people who once meant something to you. But there is a difference between nurturing a bond and exhausting yourself trying to keep it from falling apart. When someone genuinely cares, they will meet you halfway. They will reach out just as much as you do. They will make an effort to maintain the connection, not just when it is convenient for them, but because they truly want to be in your life. Love is not meant to be exhausting. Relationships are not meant to feel like an endless pursuit. Many people convince themselves that if they just try harder, if they just love more, if they just give more, then the person they are chasing will finally see their worth. But the truth is that the right people will see your worth without you having to prove it. They will appreciate you without needing to be convinced. They will value your presence without needing to be reminded. The ones who truly belong in your life will stay not because you begged them to, but because they want to. They will not need to be chased. They will walk beside you willingly. The pain of chasing someone who does not want to stay is one of the deepest pains a person can experience. It creates a cycle of self-doubt, making you wonder if you are not enough, if you did something wrong, if you could have done more. But love is not about doing more to earn someone's attention. Love is about mutual effort. It is about two people choosing to be in each other's lives, not because they are forced to, not because one person is doing all the work, but because they both want to be there. If you have to run after someone to keep them from leaving, then they have already made their choice. Letting go of the need to chase does not mean you do not care. It does not mean you are giving up too easily. It means you respect yourself enough to stop pouring energy into people who do not appreciate it. It means you recognize that you are worthy of relationships that do not require you to fight for basic attention and effort. It means you understand that love should be freely given, not something you have to beg for. And the moment you stop chasing the wrong people is the moment you make room for the right ones, the ones who will stay, the ones who will make an effort, the ones who will never make you feel like you are the only one trying. There is freedom in realizing that you do not have to run after love. There is peace in understanding that the right people will never put you in a position where you have to question your importance in their life. When you stop chasing, you begin to see who is truly there for you. You begin to notice the ones who make an effort, who reach out, who show up without needing to be asked. You start to appreciate the relationships that are mutual, the ones where love and care flow naturally instead of being forced. And most importantly, you start to see your own worth, not as something dependent on how hard you can chase, but as something inherent and undeniable. When you finally stop running after those who are not meant for you, you will realize that the people who truly belong in your life will never require you to chase them in the first place. They will meet you where you are, walk beside you, and make sure you never feel like you are running alone. Because love, real love, does not require pursuit. It simply stays. God does not want you to settle for half-hearted love. He created you with intention, with purpose, and with great care, and He desires for you to experience relationships that reflect that same love and devotion. Yet too many people find themselves accepting less than they deserve, holding on to relationships that leave them feeling empty, and convincing themselves that a little bit of love is better than none at all. But God did not design you to live in uncertainty, to question your worth, or to fight for affection that should be given freely. When love is real, when it is true, it does not leave you feeling like you are an afterthought. It does not make you wonder whether you matter. It does not keep you in a place of constant doubt. Half-hearted love is love that is present only when it is convenient. It is love that offers just enough to keep you holding on, but never enough to make you feel secure. It is love that is inconsistent, one moment making you feel cherished, and the next making you feel invisible. And yet, because the heart desires connection, many people accept this type of love, believing that it is better to have something rather than nothing. But God wants more for you than just fragments of affection. He wants you to experience relationships that reflect His own love that is steadfast, unwavering, and deeply rooted in commitment. When you settle for half-hearted love, you end up losing pieces of yourself in the process. You begin to compromise your own needs, shrinking yourself to fit into a space where you were never meant to be. You tolerate inconsistency, excuse neglect, and lower your expectations to accommodate someone who is not willing to give fully. But love was never meant to be a transaction where one person gives everything while the other gives only when it suits them. Love was meant to be whole, to be complete, to be a reflection of the way God loves His people, with fullness, with devotion, and without hesitation. God's love is never conditional. He does not love you only when you are at your best or only when you do something to deserve it. He loves you fully, completely, and unconditionally. And that is the kind of love He wants you to experience in your relationships. A love that does not waver when things get hard. A love that does not make you question your place in someone's life. A love that does not give just enough to keep you from walking away, but gives fully, without holding back. Too often people hold on to relationships that are built on uncertainty. They convince themselves that if they just try harder, if they just prove their worth, then maybe the other person will love them more. But love is not something you should have to fight for. It is not something you should have to earn. The right love, the kind that God intends for you, will not leave you feeling like you are in competition for someone's affection. It will not leave you begging for attention or settling for the bare minimum. It will be freely given, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to love and be loved in return. God wants you to know your worth, to see yourself the way He sees you, as someone valuable, someone cherished, someone deserving of a love that is whole. He does not want you to accept anything less than what He has planned for you. And the moment you recognize this, the moment you understand that you are not meant to live in the shadows of someone else's indecision, you will begin to let go of the love that was never meant for you in the first place. Kids, you will stop settling for the kind of love that makes you feel uncertain, and you will start believing in the kind of love that stays, that commits, that mirrors the love of God Himself. The right love will not make you feel like you have to constantly prove your worth. It will not make you question whether you are enough. It will not come and go, making you feel secure one day and invisible the next. The right love will be sure, consistent, and deeply rooted in care. And when you finally stop settling for half-hearted love, you will make space for the love that was truly meant for you. A love that does not hesitate, love that does not waver, a love that reflects the heart of God. The right people will never make you feel like you are hard to love. In a world where so many struggle with self-worth, it is easy to believe that love is something to be earned, something you must work tirelessly for, something that depends on being perfect, agreeable, or always giving more than you receive. But real love, true, deep, and lasting love, does not make you feel like you have to change who you are to be accepted. It does not make you feel like you are difficult to care for, like you are too much or not enough. The right people, the ones who truly belong in your life, will never treat you as if loving you is a burden. Too many people have experienced relationships where they felt like they had to prove their worth just to be noticed. They have been in friendships where they were the only ones making an effort, where they had to fight to be included, where their presence was never truly valued. They have been in romantic relationships where they felt like they had to walk on eggshells, afraid that any mistake, any disagreement, any show of real emotion would push the other person away. They have been made to feel like love is something that must be earned rather than something that should be freely given. But love, real love, does not function that way. When you are with the right people, you do not feel like you have to constantly apologize for who you are. You do not feel like you are asking for too much just by wanting to be loved, respected, and valued. The right people will never make you feel like you are difficult to care for, because they will see your worth without needing to be convinced. They will embrace you as you are, flaws and all, and they will not make you feel guilty for having needs, for expressing your feelings, for simply being human. Love that is real will always feel safe. It will not leave you wondering whether you are too much. It will not make you feel like you have to shrink yourself to be more lovable. It will not make you feel like affection and care, things you have to earn through perfect behavior. The right people will love you even on your bad days. They will love you when you are struggling, when you are hurt, when you feel like you have nothing left to give. They will not turn away when things become difficult. Nor will they make you feel like you must suppress your true self in order to be accepted. So many people hold on to relationships where they constantly feel inadequate, believing that if they just change a little more, if they just become easier to love, then maybe things will get better. But love is not meant to be exhausting. It is not meant to feel like a never-ending struggle to be seen, to be chosen, to be enough. When you are with the right people, you do not have to fight to be included in their life. You do not have to prove your worth over and over again. You do not have to wonder if they truly care, because they will make sure you know it. The wrong people will always make you feel like love is conditional, like it depends on how much you give, how well you perform, how little you ask for in return. They will make you feel like your presence in their life is something they are doing you a favor by allowing. But the right people will never make you feel like you are lucky just to be tolerated. They will make sure you feel appreciated, cherished, and deeply valued. They will remind you, through both words and actions, that love is not a game of earning and proving. It is a mutual willing choice. When you finally let go of the belief that love must be fought for, you open yourself up to relationships that are built on mutual care and respect. You begin to see that the right people will never make you feel small. They will not make you question whether you deserve to be loved. They will not make you feel like you are a problem that needs to be fixed in order to be worthy of affection. Instead, they will remind you every day that love, when it is real, is freely given, deeply felt, and never something you have to beg for. You were never meant to beg for love, to chase after those who do not see your worth, or to settle for half-hearted affection. The right people, the ones truly meant for you, will not leave you questioning your place in their lives. They will not make you feel like you have to prove your worth to be loved. They will stay, not out of obligation, but out of a deep and unwavering desire to be in your life. So do not waste your time on those who treat you as an option. Do not cling to relationships that leave you feeling unseen, unheard, or unworthy. Let go of the love that makes you feel small and make room for the love that lifts you up. The kind of love that does not waver with circumstances. The kind of love that is consistent, intentional, and steadfast. The kind of love that mirrors the heart of God Himself, faithful, unconditional, and true. You are worthy of that love. Believe it, choose it, and never settle for anything less. An inspiring and emotional scene depicting a person standing at the edge of a peaceful cliff during sunset, looking out over a vast horizon with a sense of hope and renewal. The sky is painted with warm golden hues, symbolizing clarity and self-worth. In the background, birds are soaring freely, representing liberation from toxic relationships. A gentle breeze moves through the person's hair, and their posture exudes confidence and peace. The overall mood is one of self-acceptance, strength, and a new beginning, with a soft glow highlighting their presence as if embraced by divine love.